Hi everyone, welcome back. So today we're going to talk about how we can get historical data from the FYERS API, and then once we've got the historical data, let's say how do we use it, how do we store it, how do we save it, things like that. So I'm going to show you the documentation part first. So this is again, we are on the documentation page. I'm clicking on history on the left side, and you will see that this is a historical API which is provided free of cost. A lot of brokers actually charge money for this, but FIES is offering this free of cost. And again, on the right side, we have the code for that. But before we actually go through the code, let me talk about what is historical data. So when we talk about current data, the live data, it's actually LTP, which is the current tick that we are getting. But when we use the word historical data, it's essentially the open, high, low, close. So if we talk about any candle, let's say a 1 minute candle, then the previous candle which has been closed already, the 243 candle, the open, high, low, close, volume, and let's say open interest, that is the historical data part. So we are going to get those data points now, and we can, these are all the inputs. So we can actually get different resolutions. So as you can see here, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, we even get essentially seconds data also. We also have the different time frames like 1 2 3 4 5, and all the important time frames, and obviously the daily time frame is also there. Now comes the important part, which is the date format. A lot of time people like to use something called an epoch value, which looks something like this. And the normal method is the YYYYMMDD method. So I'll show you both of them. Obviously, the YYYYMMDD is the easier format to use. It's much more intuitive. Then we have the range, which essentially we'll be putting in from which date to which date we want to get the data for. So from range and the to range. And finally, we have the continuous flag. This is specially used in case we want the data which is FNO data. And in case we want OI also, we will be putting OI as 1. This is obviously going to be used only in the case of FNO. We will not be able to use this in the case of equity. And finally, once we get the result, this is how the result will come up. And to use this, the historical data, we will have to use FYERS.history. So let's show the code now. So I've done the basic parts already. I've done my login. So this is the login part, and I am creating my FYERS model. Let's first start with an equity. So I put in the name of the symbol, the resolution, let's say it's D, which means it's daily data. And then I'm going to use data format as equal to date format as equal to 0. Why 0? Because if you remember, if I put date format is equal to 0, which is here, that means I want to put it in the epoch value format. So I will be putting my range from and range to in epoch value. Again, how we convert this into a normal understandable information, I will show you that. And let us say I'm putting continuous flag as 1. It won't really matter because this is equity. Then I'm running FYERS.history, and I've got my results in this response. So let me put a quit here and let's see how it looks. So you will see that we have got the results, but this is how the results look like. Firstly, this is not in a great format, and we have this epoch value. We can somehow figure out that this is the open price, this is the high, this is the low, this is the close, and this is the volume. Why am I telling you that? Because if you come here, you will see it's the epoch, then open, high, low, close, and the volume. So we are getting those values, but this is not very intuitive. So what I'm doing is I am extracting these candles, which is here, and I'm converting this data into a data frame format, and I'm putting my column names also. So I'm going to not print this response, but I'm actually going to print the data frame now. So let's see how the results are coming after we get it in the correct data frame. And this is how the results are coming. So as you can see, we are getting the data. This is the daily data frame because we have used D here. And essentially this range from in range 2, I had used 1st August 2023 and 3rd August 2023. And we have been able to get the value of SBIN, open, high, low, close, and the volume for these 3 dates. And as you can see, this epoch value converts to this IST. Now, how did we do that? Because I've used this formula here, which essentially converts the epoch into the normal readable format, the IST format. This is very straightforward, but let us say we don't want to use this. Let us say we want to do something more advanced. Let's talk about FNO. So in data 2, I'm using FNO now. So I'm using the symbol which is futures of Nifty. I'm putting resolution as 1. That means it's a 1 minute data frame now. I'm putting date format as 1 so that I can put my range from and range to in a more readable format. And let us say I'm putting 25th December 2024 to 29th December 2024, and I'm putting OI flag as 1 as well. Again, we can put the response here. It will be again a very tough thing to read. So I'm going to stop, not print out the response, but I've converted it into the data frame format. And let's put a quit here and see what is the final result. So now you will notice that we have got the data, and this is how the data is looking. This is the open, high, low, close for 26th and 27th of December. And this is for Nifty futures. So you can clearly see we're getting open, high, low, close, OI also. You can't really see the low and close because it's not showing it here, but actually it is in the memory of this DF data frame. In fact, we can get it for live data also. So I'm going to put today's date now. So rather than 29, let's put 30th, and I'm going to rerun the code. The current time is 2:49. So you can see the current time is 2:49, and it is able to show me the current open, high, low, close also. So let's check it out. The opening price is showing as 23833. So if I come here, you can clearly see the opening price is 23833. The highest showing as 23833.6, and you can see that the highest showing, you can see here, it is 23833.6. So clearly these values are coming as of live data, and we are getting the data in a data frame format. Now comes the important part. A lot of time what happens, we, especially in equity, we get data which is, let's say, some data point which is after 3:30. It is possible. So what I've done here is I've created a function which is this remove after 15:29, and if I pass my data frame, and the final data frame that I will get will remove all the values which are after 15:20. And so this is just to confirm that I don't have any day which has extra data points. So I'm just, this is more like a check. So finally my result will be showing in this final DF. So I'm going to show that now, and let me put a quit here. And we can see that the final DF currently shows 250 because this is the correct time, and we're able to get the final data also. So it is working perfectly, but like we said, we would like to rather save this data also. So since we have already got this data here, I would like to save it also, maybe in an Excel format, so that I can use it later. So we can in fact do that also. So what I've done here is I've written final df .2csv, and I'm saving it as the name of my symbol .csv file. So I'm going to run it now. And once I run it, you will see that this file has been generated. So in the same folder where you have all the Python files, you will get the final file. It's also, this is like an Excel file. And if you open it, you're getting the exact values of the epoch, open, high, low, close, volume, and it's a comma separated file. You can open it directly in Excel also, and you actually can save all the data that you want very easily. So this is how we can use the historical functions from FYERS to not only get the data in different time frames, but also save it for our future use. And then once we have the data, we can actually do all our analysis and create our strategies. So I hope this is clear. Thank you for joining in, and I will see you in the next video.